Most people live as though life is just a series of random events, accidents, coincidences, strokes of luck, and bad timing. But the truth is, there's a hidden order running underneath it all, like the current beneath the waves. You can ignore it, but it's there, quietly shaping the direction of your life. Think about it. How many times have you felt like something was trying to get your attention? A repeating number everywhere you look. A song that plays at exactly the right time. A sudden gut feeling to turn down a road or call someone you haven't spoken to in years. That's not just coincidence. That's life tapping you on the shoulder. This hidden order is both deeply personal and universal. It doesn't just work for a chosen few. It works for everyone, all the time. The problem is that most of us are too distracted to notice. We scroll, we binge watch, we numb ourselves, anything to avoid the silence where the patterns become obvious. When you start paying attention, you notice the patterns. You start seeing life not as something happening to you, but as something happening for you. The lessons repeat until you learn them. The challenges escalate until you stop running. The opportunities multiply when you finally say yes. This is what awakening really means. Not some mystical moment with flashing lights, but a quiet decision to stop living on autopilot. To stop being tossed around by every storm and instead learn to read the wind. To navigate by the stars to find your own center, no matter what is happening outside you. Once you realize life is not random, the next step is realizing that your mind is the architect of the reality you experience. Not because you magically manifest every single detail, but because your beliefs and expectations filter the entire world for you. If you believe people are out to get you, you'll notice every insult, every slight, every betrayal. If you believe life is generous, you'll notice opportunities, helpers, synchronicities you never saw before. The world didn't change, you did. Most of us live with an untrained mind. It runs wherever it wants, often dragging us into fear, anger, comparison, despair. But when you take back the reins, you stop letting every thought and emotion pull you into chaos. You choose where to focus, what to feed, what to let die. Your thoughts become your inner weather. Keep repeating, I'm stuck, I'm broken, I'll never get out, and you create a storm that darkens everything. Choose new thoughts, practice them like mantras, and the storm begins to clear. This is why ancient wisdom traditions from the East to the West all emphasized discipline of the mind, not as punishment, but as liberation. When you master your mind, you master your state of being. And when you master your state of being, the world starts responding differently to you. Everything is energy. Your words, your emotions, the thoughts looping in your head at 3 a.m. can't fake your energy. You can say, I'm fine, while your whole body screams, I'm not fine, and the people around you will feel it. The truth is, energy is always moving or trying to. When it gets stuck, we feel heavy, numb, disconnected. When it flows, we feel alive, inspired, clear. But here's the secret. You are not just a receiver of energy, you are a generator. When you shift your state, by moving your body, by speaking truth, by feeling what you've been suppressing, you create a new signal. You shift the field around you. This is why healing is never selfish. When you release old anger, old shame, old fear, you stop carrying that energy into every room you walk into. You stop passing it forward. You become lighter, and everyone who crosses your path feels that lightness. Energy work isn't about fancy rituals or exotic practices. It's about presence, noticing what drains you, choosing what enlivens you, letting go of what no longer belongs. That's the flow state, not some rare peak experience, but a way of living where you stop fighting what is and start dancing with it. Life is both scripted and unscripted, and that paradox is the point. You were given certain circumstances, your family, your era, your challenges, but from there, the route is yours to choose. Think of life as a chessboard. The pieces are arranged, but your moves decide how the game unfolds. Keep playing the same moves, and you get the same outcome. Choose differently, and the whole board opens. Sometimes life will test you. People will betray you. Things will fall apart. You'll face storms you never saw coming. You can curse fate and stay stuck, or you can meet it head on and grow stronger. The moment you stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What is this teaching me?" everything shifts. Suddenly your pain becomes your teacher. Your heartbreak becomes a doorway. Your failures become the soil where wisdom grows. You may not control everything that happens, but you always control how you meet it. That's where freedom lives, not in controlling the storm, but in controlling the sail. And then one day it clicks. You realize you're not a victim of chaos. You've been learning the entire time, learning to trust yourself, learning to read the signs, learning to choose differently. You become the navigator. You can feel when a path is right before you take the first step. You sense when a situation is a test and you rise to meet it instead of running away. You start shining in a way that calls others to wake up too, not by preaching, but by being. This is when life becomes beautiful. You stop fearing endings because you know they make space for beginnings. You stop fearing chaos because you know it hides opportunity. You stop fearing yourself because you finally trust yourself. And if you're hearing this right now, it's not an accident. You were meant to find this. You were meant to remember who you are and what you're capable of. So here's your invitation. Live with awareness. Walk into the unknown with courage. Trust that every challenge is shaping you into someone stronger. If this message hit home, share it with someone who needs it. Hit like, subscribe, and keep coming back, because this is just the beginning of what's possible when you stop being tossed by the storm and start steering your own ship.